And they see a queen adjusting her crown. She been knocked down, but she never stayed down. She be living life like it's her playground. And they be like, damn, slow down. They can catch us, she be moving too fast. She can't wait up, she be all in her bag.
No one is going to discard my daughter like she's rubbish. She's not rubbish. She had a life. She had a business. She was in college. And she has family and friends that love her. No one is going to discard Lauren Smith Fields, my daughter, as she's rubbish. They're gonna answer everything, or people are gonna lose their jobs. I want that bastard Cronus bad. I want him bad.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. We are halfway through the week. So if you guys are new here, where you been? What's up? Welcome to Always Talking with Audrey Live, where we give real commentary on trending news and topics, you guys. Welcome back to the people that's always here. Thank you so much for joining my video today. I'm going to try to make it quick because, it's a lot of details that I have to cram together, and y'all know what I do. I get all the information, I wrap it up in a bow, and I give it to you guys. So jumping right into today's live, we are going to be talking about Lauren Smith Fields. This beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman photos have been circulating for weeks now, and a lot of people are scrolling, not even realizing how deep this story of this beautiful soul is. We see her beautiful pictures, we see a little bit of news about it, but we really don't know what is going on and why she is trending. So Lauren Smith Fields is a 23-year-old Bridgeport, Connecticut woman, college student, like you guys saw in the video. And she was seen on a dating app by the name of Bumble. Well, from that dating app, she met a man, and December 12th, unfortunately, she passed away. This story seems real like, huh? Okay, dating app, were they on a date? How did it happen? So I'm going to give you guys all the details. Like I said, she was on a dating app. She met a man, and December 12th, she was pronounced dead in her apartment home. That is the news that was broke. And the news that was broke was brought to us by no other than her parents. You guys heard me right. Not the police. There was no news conference. There was nothing. We got wind of this tragedy at the hands of her parents. Her parents found out that their baby girl, Lauren Smith Fields, passed away December 12th, but they did not find out until nearly 2 days later. And the way that they found out was by going to her apartment, her mother, because her mother was trying to get in contact with her to confirm Christmas plans, you guys. Christmas plans. Her mother was calling her phone, could not reach her for nearly 2 days. So the evening of December 13th, her mother went to her home, and there was a sign on the door that said, "If you are looking for Lauren, call this number." That right there is like, you found out that your baby girl, or something is wrong with your baby girl, by a note on her door. So immediately when they found the note, they called the number. The number traced them back to Lauren's landlord. Not the police, not a friend, but the landlord. And the landlord had to tell them that, to call the police, but Lauren, unfortunately has passed away. Once Lauren's mother got in contact with the police department, she immediately asked them what was going on. They said, yeah, December 12th, she passed away. We have her body. And she asked them, why you guys didn't notify us? They said, well, we had her passport. We had everything. So she wasn't like unidentifiable. We didn't know we had to, basically. That was their type of mentality from the gate. So once the mom and the family got wind that their baby girl unfortunately passed away, they were looking for answers, and they were not receiving any at all. None. All they knew was that she was at home because her brother, which is their son, had seen her the night of December the 11th. And he had went over there to get some clothes. So he knew that she was there. He knew that everything was fine. But from that moment on until December 13th, they have no idea what transpired. So they immediately went out and garnered the attention of social media. As always, we know that this is a very powerful beast. So they garnered the attention from social media asking for answers. They only knew that she was alive December 11th, and that was it. Once they continued to call the police station, they did receive details that she was with a man on Bumble, and that he was not going to, his information was not going to be published to them, that he seemed very nice, and that he is not someone that they are looking into as a suspect, because he came off as very nice. So when they went back to social media, they're continuously, from December 13th, continuously asking for help. They have not heard back from the police since December 13th. No details, no information whatsoever. The mother contacted the police, emailed, called. They told her to stop calling them. I'm going to repeat that one more time. The police told the mother of Lauren Smith Fields to stop calling them. It was not until December 29th that they finally heard back from the police. Before the December 29th, of course, they was able to view Lauren Fields' body. They was even able to bury her. They had not been able to go into her apartment complex. They had not been able to know pretty much no details. So all the details that I'm giving you guys are reasonably fresh. That is the sad part. So a lot of the information that you guys are seeing with these pictures, and the reason why you are seeing her pictures being plastered in the magnitude that they are, is because literally from December 13th until December 29th, her family and us as viewers, us as spectators, were in a dark place. We didn't know if this man was old. We was assuming, like we had nothing to go off of, because the police would not give any information. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you down this investigation to what we now know as of this week, okay? I had to set the tone for what took place, and I know it's like break, but unfortunately that is exactly how it was rolled out. Heartbreaking, and it was a disaster. So after they garnered the social media attention, I mean, the Shade Room was covering the story. The Shade Room did a video, CNN, Good Morning America, all these news stations was covering this story and trying to get information, because all we knew was that this beautiful girl went on a dating app, went on a date. We didn't know what the hell the date meant, and that she was no longer alive and here. They refused to let us know who the man was. They refused to give us any details. So finally on the 29th, we started to get some information. They finally released the police report. And in the police report, the initial one, the man's name was redacted, you guys. The Bumble dates man's name was redacted. So of course the family in the meantime has already hired their own autopsy to be done on their daughter, but they have also sought legal counsel because of this. Through legal counsel, they was able to get the police report unredacted to get information. And this is what we know. So on the police report, we know that Lauren went on a date with a man named Matthew LaFontaine. He is 37 years old. He is a design engineer. Now, before you guys go out looking for his social media accounts, this man has created and removed multiple social media accounts. There are none to trace back to him, but we do know that this is indeed him, and this is his name, and his career is a design engineer. So that means, you guys, he is not someone that he is not shy to money. Like, he has money, he has a career. Now, the way that they plastered this man's picture next to Lauren's was another sad piece of the puzzle. So initially, They wanted to make it seem like Lauren went out with this old ass creepy man. She's this young, beautiful soul. Like they wanted to make it seem like she was some type of vixen, in my opinion. But what made it worse was they plastered this picture of Matthew, but they posted a picture that I will not post of Lauren next to him in a bikini. Out of all the beautiful pictures, even the ones that's in my thumbnail, even what's playing on the screen, they posted that picture of Matthew and a picture of Lauren in a bikini. Why? Why? Why do we do this? Why do we do this to beautiful Black women? Why? So, once the family was able to finally go inside of Lauren's apartment, they found some evidence. And on the screen, I'm showing you guys what the police collected versus what was left. So, December 12th, when the police did see the deceased Lauren, they did collect 4 pieces of evidence, which include $1,300, a credit card, her cell phone, and her passport ID. It wasn't until the 29th when the family was finally able to go inside of the apartment because they needed to pack it up that they seen that there was a used condom with semen inside the bathroom trash can, 2 drinks, a very bloody sheet that had a large stain in the middle of the bed, and an unknown pill that we now know is like some sort of sedative. I'm going to show this one more time because I want y'all to see what the hell the police took versus what the family walked into and saw in this apartment complex. Like, why are y'all taking money again? And I'm so happy. Oh, yeah, I did spell semen wrong. Sorry. But anyway, AK, I love that you put this on here. They initially made it seem like a sugar baby situation. Exactly. And the fact that they actually took that girl's money and credit card and called this man nice, seemed like he was nice, is really weird. Like, what if y'all thought all this of him and he is the last known person that was with her? Literally, he's the one that called the police. What did y'all think of Lauren? Did y'all think that she was just some throwaway, some castaway? Especially since you guys did not reach out to the mother, the family. You guys had all of her information. You were inside of her apartment. Now that we have the police report, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys exactly the details of the police report. And these details came from Matthew himself. He was never inside police custody. He was never questioned outside of the initial interaction that the police had upon him calling the police, stating that Lauren was not breathing. So the police report goes, Matthew and Lauren met approximately December 9th, so 3 days before Lauren was found dead in her apartment complex. On December 10th, allegedly, Matthew stated that Lauren asked for $40 from him to get her nails done. On December 11th, Matthew stated that he met Lauren at her home. They drank and watched movies. He stated that on the same day, December the 11th, the whole time he was there, that the brother comes over because Lauren had to give him something, and that upon Lauren going outside to give her brother something, even though we know that the brother already stated that he was going there to get clothes, that Lauren went inside the bathroom for 10 to 15 minutes. And before that, Lauren was moving around as if she was under the weather. She had threw up approximately 2 times throughout that night, where she eventually, they continued to drink, and then Lauren fell asleep on the couch. And at around 6 a.m. in the morning, December 12th, Matthew woke up and said that Lauren was not breathing and that she had blood coming from her nose. So that is the depiction of what transpired in the account of Matthew, which is the Bumble date. Now, it is really strange that he said, and mind you, the family got this police report, but they also found their own evidence, as I showed you guys. It's really strange that he said that she was found in the bed, not breathing, He went to sleep fully clothed. He never mentioned intercourse with Lauren. He never mentioned any of this. And he said that her nose was bleeding. But we know that that is not true, because when the parents went inside the home to pack up her home, they did not go in there for evidence. I'm repeating this for you guys because that's the negligence of this case. They went there to pack up the home. They did not know that they were going to see this stuff. It was literally just left out. The pool of blood was in the middle of the bed, and it was a large pool of blood with like what appeared to be a blood clot. That is not fitting the details of her nose bleeding, unless she fell asleep in the middle of the bed. But ladies, we know the middle of the bed is usually where our bottoms are, right? So we know if you are bleeding from your bottom, then that's usually where the blood will go, not a nosebleed. And another weird thing was that the police actually found Lauren on the floor. They did not find her in the bed. So it is unknown if she was actually in the bed. Like, we're kind of confused on that because she was found on the floor. We don't know if Matthew moved her to try to like wake her up. We don't know. He said in the middle of the night around 3 a.m. when he woke up to use the restroom, he heard her snoring. So he knows that she was not deceased then. And they also stated that once they took her to the hospital and pronounced her dead, they said that based off of her body temperature that she was approximately dead for 1 hour before they got there. So around 5 a.m. Again, once they walked in on this, saw Lauren on the floor, they did not collect anything besides money, credit card, passport, and a cell phone. They never took any of this man's DNA. They never took him into question. Hell, they said that he was a nice guy, even though the police report read that he was very frantic when he opened the door for the police at that time. Really, really strange. Like, when I was reading all the details, I was like, hold on, wait, what? So he is still an older man. Matthew is 37, but the way that they was making it seem on social media, they was really making it seem like this man was in his mid 40s to early 50s. They was making it seem like she was some type of promiscuous girl. Like, that is what they tried to promote, versus what the reality was that these people violated and treated her with no regard, or her family, her life with no regard. Meanwhile, we are still getting Gabby Petito updates every single day. Every single day. It's like, I could not believe that these two cases was going on at the same time, and we did not know any of these details. Like I stated, from the 13th through the 29th, this family never heard anything from the people that are supposed to be handling her case, handling her daughter's life, giving them answers, seeking justice. And to find that you walk into your daughter's apartment and you see all this evidence. Now, we know anything. I mean, hell, we watch Law and Order, we watch CSI. We know that this stuff, the vital DNA, all those samples, those are time-sensitive samples. Those are things that you have to have processed immediately. But again, once you process it, what you gonna run it up against? Because you let the man that you protected, instead of protecting Lauren, they protected this man, Matthew. He's off in the wind. No one could know his name. No one could know who he was. He didn't even have so much of a courtesy to reach out to this lady's family to make a statement, knowing he was the last person to see her alive. If you have nothing to do with this, and this was such a bizarre, weird thing, why is it being handled this way? Now, once the news broke about all of this, the police made an official statement, and they said, and I quote, "There is no foul play. There is no crime." Excuse me? Excuse me? There is no foul play. There is no crime. How could you say that? How could you say that? The crime is that you guys are not even processing anything. That's the real crime. The crime is that you guys didn't even call this lady's family. Y'all thought she's not a Jane Doe. Y'all didn't even think that. Y'all took her money and her goddamn passport. We still trying to figure out why. And then you guys tell the mother to stop calling. So once the family finally got fed up, they did actually state that they were going to, this was about last week, they did state that they were going to sue the Bridgeport, Connecticut Police Department because of the way that they have mishandled and mistreated Lauren as well as the family. Like I told you guys, they already seek legal counsel, so they have been on top of it as far as advocating and getting this story out and demanding answers from these detectives. Now, I'm going to get to your comments, Fighter Complex number 7, in just a second. Now, once we was asking for answers, they did fire the initial detective that was on top of the case, the one that allegedly told the mom not to give them a call anymore. They have a new detective, but that detective is allegedly still very unprofessional. The parents stated that once they met the new detective, the detective said he was on his way and took hours to get there. And when he got there, he proceeded to badmouth the previous detective and say things as such as, fuck that detective, he ruined the case, he didn't know what he was doing. I'm concerned at this point. The professionalism is out the window. The lack of trust, because you guys have to realize when you are dealing with death, you are dealing with something where these people's job is to get you answers, or the best way. Even if they can't get you answers, the bedside manner, the way that you treat someone is so important, because this is something that no one ever expects to happen to them. This is something that a mother's worst nightmare is. So kind of put yourself in their shoes. Be respectful, be understanding, even if you cannot give an answer. I mean, that's like empathy 101. The empathy training just was not there. The communication has never been there, because they never even called this lady and told her about her daughter. So we did officially get the autopsy report, not the independent one that the parents did get themselves. We are still waiting on that, but we did get an independent, or we did get the official autopsy report, and it stated that Lauren did pass away, or that her death was ruled an accident, because it looks like she had substance of fentanyl, promethazine, hydroxyzine, and alcohol in her system. So it is looking like maybe a cocktail of substances, and that is what she allegedly died from. Now, once the family did say that they were going to be seeking a suit or filing a suit against the Bridgeport, Connecticut Police Department, this has now officially been escalated to a criminal investigation, and all parties are going to be looked into, including the first detective that was on top of the case. He is being looked into by the internal affairs for the police department, as well as the criminal investigation, because the way that this case has been handled, they have lost a lot of evidence, and it was, like I stated, no regard. Now, we are all doing our part. I keep telling you guys on my platform, I'm going to always do my part to speak about people that don't have a voice. Speak about things that could happen to me. Speak about things that could happen to my best friend, my mother, my family, my daughter, anybody. And what happened with Lauren Smith Fields, whether people want to say that, yeah, she could have allegedly, say she allegedly did do a cocktail on her own. At the end of the day, if the police was in her home, got her body, got her ID, no calls was still made. Why would the landlord put a note on the door? Why are you guys not calling? The protocol is to call, number one. Number two, we all know that the protocol is the person that is closest to the deceased person will forever be questioned first. They are the key suspect first. So Matthew LaFontaine should have been detained and officially questioned, period, point blank. You cannot go off a judgment and say things as if he seemed like a nice guy to give him a pass. That is impartial treatment. That means that you are not thinking as a law official. You are thinking with your emotions, which is not supposed to happen at all. If we are all going to go off that, then what do you guys think of people that don't seem like a nice person? And what does someone that does not seem like a nice person look like? Answer that. So when we want to question why you can't say things and go off the things of why or who sounds like a nice person or who seems like a nice person, there's always good and a bad. And in today's society and throughout history, we know that the bad is usually black. Okay, that's not to say that this is speculation. This is fact. So we have this older man. He was the last known person with her, but you guys let him go because he seemed like a nice person. You guys never called this family back. She sent a very heartfelt email to the police station asking for answers, asking for updates, and literally no one got back with her. The sad part is Lauren's birthday was this past Sunday. They did do a march with about 100 people, and they all came out and spoke about Lauren, and they are still asking for answers. The clip that I played at the beginning of this live is her mother, a very strong woman that is speaking out and saying that she wants answers for her daughter. So I'm going to play the video for you guys one more time just in case you missed it, just so you guys can hear exactly what the mother had to say.
No one is going to discard my daughter like she's rubbish. She's not rubbish. She had a life. She had a business. She was in college. And she has family and friends that love her. No one is going to discard Lauren Smithfield's my daughter as she's rubbish. They're going to answer everything, or people are going to lose their jobs. I want that bastard Conan bad. I want him bad.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the comments because I see that Fighter Complex had some things to say, and I don't want to be biased. I don't want to jump the gun. So we're going to read what they had to say. It says, "This girl is from my area." I think that's what he was trying to say. I think that K is a typo. "I think people are jumping the gun. Many people are overdosing from pills and stuff. One of my friends died like this recently." What are we jumping the gun for when we're asking for answers? The gun was jumped because there was no answers. No one called. No one called the family for 2 weeks. There is no such thing as jumping the gun. The thing is, the parents are continuously speaking out about this because the lack of empathy, the lack of communication, the unprofessionalism, all things of the above were not followed. So jumping the gun? Okay. Let's wait until your loved one is gone without a trace and you walk on their door and you see a sign from their landlord that says, "If you are looking for Lauren, call this number." Excuse the fuck out of me. She wasn't a Jane Doe. Then he goes on to say, "Audrey, I think everyone is emotionally reacting. Who's to say she didn't take the pills herself, and why? And they didn't contact the family because she's an adult." You still contact next of kin, adult, child, elderly. So this is the thing. We're not going to play like some of us is not educated. I am not ignorant, to say the least. So they did not contact the family because she's an adult. What are you talking about? And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying literally, what are you talking about? I'm asking a very serious question here because I'm concerned. If you think that they don't contact people because of age, then please, by God, I pray that nothing ever happens to you being an adult. That is not how it works. That is not how that works. If they are able to find a person, identity, they contact next of kin. They run their names, period, point blank. Why do you think they took her passport? She's not a Jane Doe. She was someone that had literally identification on her. That's it. They contact your family, adult or not, elderly, whatever you want to call it. They contact your family. There is no age thing about that. Hey, India. Dudley said, "It seemed as though they didn't follow any type of protocol. They didn't even notify the next of kin. This is sad." Exactly. Gardner Gal said, "Wow, such a strong woman. I couldn't imagine." Yeah, her mother, and I have a lot of police or news clips where she is bawling, but it's a trigger. It's a trigger to see someone on the screen bawling like that. Like, it's heartbreaking. And the reason why she's bawling is because she just wants someone to care. That is the $1 million thing in this case. Like Fighter Complex, I think you are assuming that people are automatically calling this man a murderer and all this stuff. No, we can't assume that. But what we do know as a fact is that this family has been treated poorly. Lawrence Smithfield's body and life has been treated poorly. Jumping the gun, they left all the evidence in her home, whether it was foul play, accident, suicide, whatever it is. They never, ever leave that evidence in any scene, ever. They take everything, big or small. And that is why we are speaking out about this. This is why so many people was on this story, because a lot of people come on here and they really like to play with people's intelligence, play with people's common fucking sense. At the end of the day, whatever happened to her, they always go with the worst case scenario first. There is no, looks like an accident, no crime happened here. They never do that. They're not supposed to. The worst case scenario happens first. And you want to know why? Because a lot of people plant things. A lot of people alter scenes to look like unalive situations, to look like things that they are not. So when they go in there, they're supposed to go in there impartial, and they are supposed to think the worst. Period, point blank. And they collect everything. Every single thing. Tanya Ross said, I do think people are jumping to conclusions, but more of the investigation should have been done. One of my nieces live in Bridgeport, and it is a drug den. So sad. Yeah. And Tanya, when you say jump into conclusions, what do you mean? Because, again, a lot of the information that the family was able to receive, they unfortunately found on their own. So they are always going to jump to conclusions when it comes to, I walked into my daughter's home. I have not heard from the police, and I see cups. I see a condom with a used condom with semen inside. I see lubricant. I see a big blood stained sheet on the bed still. I thought that you guys are supposed to wrap all this up. And that's really how they're coming off. They are really like, I just don't know why you guys did not do this. Could you imagine and this is for everyone watching, could you imagine walking into that and actually having to call the crime scene investigators yourself? Could you imagine doing someone else's job when you are supposed to be the grieving mother? And the mother did say that. She said she feels as if she never had time to grieve. The moment she found out, she was on go mode. And unfortunately, this is a very, very common thing when it comes to our people. We can never be grieveful. We can never be weak. We always have to be strong, and we always have to feel like we have to fight everybody just for the little piece of justice that we are supposed to give, not because we are Black, but because we are human. Fighter Complex said, the police doesn't know it all. Sometimes there isn't answers. But do you feel like, and with you saying that, so you really think that sometimes there isn't answers, but with this case, they didn't even test anything? So them not knowing it all, do you think that they put their best foot forward to find out the answers at least? They left the crime scene wide open. They did not take anything. We know that they don't know it all, but that is why CSI exists. But the brother found her within 24 hours. So what you mean? The brother did not find her within 24 hours. They found her the evening, or not found her. They went to the apartment the evening of the 13th, was almost 48 hours later, seeing that she passed away at approximately 5 a.m. And the note said, if you are looking for Lauren, please call this number. And it was the landlord. So it was not the brother had found her. The brother had seen her the night of the December the 11th when he allegedly got clothes from her. Audrey, I think you are presenting a great expose on the lack of investigative professionalism and proper courtesy to the family as it relates to this woman's death. Exactly, Garden Gal. And that's the reason why we're talking about. That is why everyone is talking about it. We don't know the answers. Hell, we ain't gonna know until y'all do an investigation. But what investigation if this is timely, imperative DNA analysis that you guys left right there? And it is not fair to assume that she willingly took these drugs. It is not fair to assume that she was some throwaway. No, this lady was a 23-year-old. If you guys go to her Instagram, she traveled the world. She was going to college to be a physical therapist. That's what she was going to school for. This was not some type of down and out. She has a family. Like, I know that sometimes we do look at some people and be like, oh, she don't got no family, she ain't got nothing. This is not the case. They told that lady's family to stop calling them. That's not okay. I understand energy contact. Anisha said, when my dad died 2 years ago, the cops came to the door that day. Exactly, Anisha. I mean, certain things, people be trying to really play with people and their intelligence. And it's like, y'all not going to do that here. I am not stupid. I think the people in the comments are not stupid. Certain things you just cannot say. Y'all be trying to find any answer, and it don't be no fucking answer besides what the hell I said. This was unprofessionally, and it was handled poorly. Y'all cannot keep making excuses for these people. They have policies. They have protocols. We are questioning them on their job. Y'all act like we questioning them on something that they don't do. That is what's really blowing me right now. And I'm sorry if I'm so angry, but I just don't like that. Like, don't come in here and try to make it seem like people's valid points are invalid. Don't fucking tell nobody that they don't call somebody because they're an adult. Like, y'all really got some nerve. Y'all really do. This speaks to the large marginalization of how deaths for Black women white women is handled across the board. This is a national issue. I applaud Audrey's outcry. Thank you. And it's just like I said, at the same time, we are getting play-by-play updates of Gabby Petito, which is another lost soul who is gone too soon. So please don't think that I am comparing that and saying that we shouldn't be hearing about her. But what I'm saying is, when we were hearing about Lauren Smith Field, we were not hearing pretty much anything besides a grieving mother on the screen crying uncontrollably at that. Like I said, I did not post those videos because they were a trigger for me. I am a mother. I have family. I cannot watch shit like that. It breaks me to the core. And all she's doing in these videos is begging for help, begging for someone to help. And then she buries her daughter right before Christmas, might I add. Buries her daughter. Finally is able to go inside the apartment to do what she thought was clean, get out, and seeing a big ass bloody stain, condom with semen in the inside, cups, and a sedative. Nothing was tested. Nothing was taken. Nothing. So yes, the outrage is going to be there regardless. I don't care if they said it was an accident and she did this to herself. I want to know why you are not doing your job and properly handling your job. Your job is to collect evidence. Why didn't you collect shit? I don't understand why they collected her money. I just want to know where the $1,300 in credit card was going to do to any investigation. If someone can let me know why they took her money and walked past the bloody sheets, then I might take you outside. Explain to me why y'all took that girl's money. It ain't making sense. It's not making sense. It's not making sense. And then another piece of information that I left out. Matthew allegedly stated that Lauren Smith Field asked him for $40 to get her nails done, even though they collected $1,300 in her apartment. So whatever. When the parents said that they viewed their daughter's body, Lauren's body, her nails were freshly done to the point where they didn't even have to get them redone for her burial services. So they don't know how true that is, that she really asked for $40. And again, they don't have the cell phone because the police have the cell phone. Not the bloody sheets, though. You said you have emergency contact. It's called next of kin in deceased. And with deceased people, it's just next of kin, baby. It's not emergency contact. Emergency contact is more so for people in the hospital. This was next of kin. Yeah, they were announcing a death. This is an undeniable contrast nationally. Yeah, it is. Oh, God. I understand the family going out all, but the masses are falling for the race trap. Block him. I'm sick of his ass. You're misogynistic and you got to fucking go. Race trap? Block him. I'm tired of seeing his comments. I can't even do it no more. I was trying to be nice. Somebody get him the hell up out of my stream because I'm going to lose all my patience. I was going to really conduct this live like I do my other lives, even though I was already emotional when I was getting the information. Even my husband, he was like, what? And it's just so bad because it's not the fact that she was that she's gone. It's not the fact that she's gone, y'all. It's just the fact that y'all are not listening to the problem. The problem is, why did they treat her family like this? Like, that is where it's enough is enough for me. Like, we know, we're not stupid. We know that you cannot give us answers on an investigation. But we do know that there was a lot of issues here. And it's the biggest fear is that the family feels like they will never get justice because the window for evidence, the window of opportunity is missed. It's been 6 weeks since she was found. 6 weeks. And she was never a missing person. They found her. The man called that day. Garden Gal said, you think the police completed minimally a full investigation? They didn't even complete nothing. They took that girl's money. I'm still stuck on that. It is possible they didn't do their due diligence. It is possible. It is a fact. I think that is Audrey's point. It just so happens that, again, it was a Black woman. Yeah, it's always a Black woman. Audrey, you pretend like family of victims are always mature and act civil. It's not the case. See, that's the issue, though. This is not a customer service issue. Police, investigators, detectives, they are not, first of all, this is not Walmart. So acting mature and civil is something that you do when you walk down the aisles at Walmart, when you go to customer service, and you're looking for a customer service, an experience. When you're looking for an experience, okay, follow me. When you're looking for an experience, or when you're taking part in an experience like at shopping, and someone is acting irate and not mature and not civil, you do the thing like you call the police and you say, I have a shopper here that's being belligerent and I have a right to refuse service. That's what that's called. I have a right to refuse service. Okay. The police does not have that luxury because they are trained in these circumstances that there are going to be all walks of life coming to you in all different states of mind because they are dealing with what you would call a tragedy. Okay? It is almost to be expected that they won't be mature or acting civilly. I mean, people fall out in those police stations every goddamn day, unfortunately. And it'd be really the white people. So that's not the same thing. They don't have a right to refuse service. Bruh, y'all know how many white people go missing? Yeah, just like your Black ass going missing from my chat. I'm done reading his comments. How could they have determined no foul play without processing the scene? All evidence left behind. 4 items bagged. It makes sense. Exactly. That is what the outrage is for. That is where the you got me kind of messed up comes into play. It's like you didn't do anything. Garden Girl said, not saying that white people don't die or go missing, just highlighting that everyone, no matter the creed, race, sexuality, race, etc., should matter. And unexplained death should be looked into completely. Yes. Even if it turned out that it was indeed an accident, it's because we tested that. It looks like, we tested the blood, we tested the cups, we did X, Y, and Z, we matched his DNA, we did all that, and we came to the conclusion of this. They did none of that, but they jumped to there was no foul play and there is no crime, and that the man was nice. You do not do that when processing a scene. Nisha said, I was trying to hold my tongue because I wanted you to have a chance at monetization, but fuck it, get him out of here. Girl, this video ain't gonna be monetized. I ain't even tripping. I just was like, and I try to listen to opposing arguments, but like I said, some people really do fish for trying to find answers for things that are wrong instead of just calling a thing a thing. We are not saying that there was no accident. What we're saying is that certain people had certain jobs to do and those jobs have not been done. What we're saying is that to give this case a fighting chance, or even to appear that you guys cared, some type of decorum should have taken place to the point where y'all knew to be in contact with the mother. Y'all knew to answer her questions, and y'all damn sure knew to process the scene, whether you believed it was an accident or not. And y'all knew not to say things like, he's a nice person. Those things are not supposed to be said at all. And again, when we say things like he is a nice person, who is a bad person? Those questions are always going to come up. And when we talk about race and we talk about the way that we are grossly mistreated in today's society, if it was a white family, okay, if Lauren was a white woman and her last date was a Bumble date and he was a black man and she was found dead and he's the one that called in, do you guys think that her family would accept the treatment that Lauren Smithfield's family have to deal with? They didn't even accept. Do you think that they would get away with saying things like, don't call us anymore? Do you think that they would get away with not processing the scene? Do you guys think that they would get away with calling a black man nice? Those are the questions that you have to ask. And I cannot stand when we try to really turn around and turn a blind eye to racial injustice. I am black, whether people like it or not. When I walk inside a room, I am black first. So I'm going to push the black agenda until the day I die because I am a part of that. My children, my black husband. So I will never, ever come on here and turn a blind eye to my motherfucking people. If y'all don't like that, get the hell off my channel. It will never happen, okay? Now, I'm not going to come out here and call everybody racist because I never did this whole entire video. What I did say was that people aren't doing their job and they just happen to be white. That's what I said. But we're not going to play stupid because if the shoe was on the other foot, this story would be shoved down our throats. Okay? If the shoe was on the other foot and Lauren was white, we would know this story like the back of our hand. Like we know Gabby Petito's. Tanya said, I absolutely believe they treated this differently because she was black. I also believe they assumed that she was a drug addict. Yeah, so I wholeheartedly believe that they think that they tried to push that she was some type of sugar baby, some type of sex worker. And when I first seen the story, that's the angle that I was getting. It was really weird. And I truly believe that they feel like she is and that she's just some type of someone that doesn't matter. Like she's beneath them. That's how I feel. Just like I said, and I brought all these things to come into play. Like I said, when they officially released the photo of the man, they put the picture of him up, but they put a picture of Lauren up in a bikini. Out of all the beautiful pictures she has ever taken, this girl is drop dead gorgeous. Y'all found that photo to post? Like, people have to really look inside and look at the trends of media and what they do and how they paint narratives. Just like the missing white woman is a thing, the missing white woman complex. If we see a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes on the TV with missing, all of our hearts start palpitating. Everybody wants to know the answers. When they post us, the beautiful all-American story is never out. It's always sex. It's always money. It's always nasty things. And that's why we call out those little details, because they mean a lot. So a lot of people be like, oh, why does it matter what photo they choose? Because they would never do that to someone else. And that's just the truth. Garden Gal said, respect, maturity, and acting civil is a two-way street. If the detective set the tone that respect must not be duly given, the requirement for the family to act in that manner goes out the window. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. There are going to be one-offs in every setting, but to have two successive detectives act in the same manner shows that this particular precinct is culturally problematic. They should be investigated, yes, and they are. And what really put the fire under their ass is that the family is seeking a suit against that police department, and I hope that they go forward with it. I do actually have the documents, so they are going forward with it. I'm going to put it on my members only tab so you guys can read it there. If you are part of my membership, I have the link pinned, but they do. I have the documents. Tanya said this could also be money versus no money or less money. The place where the guy is from is the richest city in Connecticut, Bridgeport. Not so much. Exactly. And that's why I brought into detail his job. He is a design engineer. He works for a large company. The company is called, oh, maybe I didn't write it down on purpose. But yeah, he works for a large company. He has money. And that does play into it, Tanya. I agree. It's just, one of those unfortunate things, but I really wanted to talk about this story. I'm going to continue to cover it as soon as I get an update. But like I said, I was someone that I saw her pictures on the daily, and I, for the life of me, did not know why. And then when I sat down and actually read about it and I saw the lady crying, I damn near was like scared. I literally, like my little sister, y'all know we do the sister talks together. She was like, she's young, she's a beautiful girl, and I'm like, be careful, because I thought that this was some man that, they went on a date, but to know that this all took place in her home, that the evidence was right there and it was never processed, it just makes you feel a little bit more uneasy, because if you can't trust the people that are supposed to be caring for you, then who can you trust? So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here, though. That is the story that I needed to present to you guys. I will catch y'all in another video. I do apologize for the way that I did speak. If you guys felt attacked or caught off guard by my demeanor and the things that I said, actually, I don't apologize. I'm sorry. No, I don't apologize. That is me. I'm going to promote social justice regardless, and I'm always going to push the Black agenda. I don't care how anyone feels. A lot of people like to say and play like race isn't everything, but when you're Black and this is happening to you, it is everything, because people see us for our color first and not for who we are. And that's the unfortunate reality. So once we get that fixed, then we can talk about how race isn't everything and how it doesn't really affect one's life. If you are Black and you can honestly say that with your whole chest, I need to know where you live and I need to know what you do, because I'm concerned if you really do not see how this young girl, and how so many girls, I mean, I can literally come on live and talk about so many young girls and boys that are treated poorly in this system. We are still looking for justice for Jelani Day. This is another Black mother who his mom cries on TV. Y'all love to see Black women cry, and it's sick. It's really sick. Like, I'm about to be a Black woman crying on my live. It's really downright sad, and it's really hurtful. So I will catch you guys in the next live. Thank you guys for rocking with me. If you are Replay Gang, please go ahead and subscribe.
And thank you. Oh yeah, thank you, Ms. Marcel. Yo, all props to you. And just you keep doing what you're doing. And you got a voice. Keep doing what you're doing. And you got a voice.